Jim, the Cleveland Browns coming in 1-2, going to Baltimore. Baltimore coming off the loss to Kansas City at 2-1. You know, I've watched.
You watched the Browns a couple of times.
Yes, I watched them Monday night and I watched them Sunday, and I think Baker Mayfield is just trying too hard.
He's pressing, huh?
He's pressing too hard. He is not like he was in Oklahoma. You talking about it earlier this week about how he wasn't producing until they changed the way his quarterback team was in Oklahoma.
Yeah, he just kept looking for the big plays instead of taking what the defense was giving him, and I think he's doing the same thing here. He's just pressing, but quarterback rating of 70. Dude, I mean, for all the money and all the glamour and
the
hype and big names on that offense, their offense is ranked 25th in the league in yards. I'm like, that's pitiful. I mean, for all that, talent. But these are the same guys that were doing all the yapping too. Anytime you'd stick a microphone in front of them, these are the same guys that were just, over there being blatherskites, if you will, bragging about how great and what wonderful things they were going to do. And it's been just the opposite. And you didn't hear hardly anything out of the defense, and their defense is ranked in the top 10.
Yeah.
I mean, their defense will.
So their offensive players need to take from the defense and just prove it on the field. Don't talk to them.
That ain't happening because that's who these guys are. I mean, they brought these guys in. Every one of them had mouths, and they have not disappointed. And the whole thing with Baker to me, because I'm a huge OU fan, but I get tired of that chip on his shoulder. Oh, nobody believed in me. Okay, no one believed in you hardly coming out of high school. But you started for 3 years at Oklahoma. You were an All-American. You were a 3-time Heisman Trophy finalist. You won the Heisman Trophy. So people didn't doubt you. You were a Heisman Trophy finalist 3 times. Oh, and then, by the way, you were the first pick in the draft. Yeah, that chip on the shoulder because nobody's overlooked you. That's just old. That's tired, dude. Get some new shtick. How about trying to be a professional? How about get off Twitter and go look at film and study? That's what I would do.
But, the Ravens, what can you say about the Ravens? They're still dominant. That game was still very close in Kansas City, last week, and this is going to be a good old rivalry, bruised up game.
Because both teams run the ball.
Yes.
Matter of fact, the Ravens' second most rushing attempts in the league.
So,
number 1 offense in the league, 16th rated defense. Go back to the Browns. Their offensive line is not very good, and Joel Botino is the best player, and he's questionable, so that's going to hurt. But use Nick Chubb more. The guy, he is a great running back. What has he got? 58 carries for 233 yards. Mark Ingram, boy, what a resurgence that kid's had for the Ravens. Over 43 carries for 257 yards, 5 touchdowns. And we haven't even talked about Mark Jackson.
Right.
That guy is Mr. RPO himself. He will just kill you both ways. What is he? 63 of 100, 863 yards, 7 touchdowns. How'd you like to be a defensive coordinator knowing you had to... Yeah, how would you like to be a defensive coordinator? Like, oh, crap, I got to play this Lamar Jackson, Heisman Trophy winner himself here.
Yeah.
The guy just put so much pressure on a defensive coordinator,
they knew he was special last year when they used him a couple times in the bet.
Yeah,
and then they bought all in, with that trade to Flacco.
It's his team.
And that was, they got, that was a blessing.
Here's the reins.
Yeah.
Here's the keys to the kingdom.
And he's not he's definitely proved it that he should be the starter,
Oh, heck, yeah, without question. This guy's the most dynamic guy in the league right now at that position. Only thing about it is just I hate seeing a quarterback carry the ball that many times, especially one built like him. If you're big, like we talked about ad nauseum, with Cam and Roethlisberger and to some extent now Josh Allen, those are big guys. Lamar is just not built as sturdy as those guys are. He's way faster, but I look out there and see my franchise quarterback. I sure hate seeing him carry the ball like that.
Yeah.
Like, oof.
The Ravens are favored by 6.5 at home. Can Cleveland turn around this week? I just don't see it.
I don't either.
Them at home.
On the road.
On the road, and the Ravens at home. I gotta go for the Ravens.
Yeah, I think the Ravens defense will I think they'll get home on some of the sacks and stunts and blitzes they'll do. Baker's still taking way too many chances with the ball. If they would just stick to some kind of play action, his quarterback rating is way better when there's some kind of play action pass off of it. If you just put him in the pocket and let him throw, he is not good right now. So let him do this where he's play action. So turns his back, looks up. He's got the first read, and he's getting rid of the ball. That's what they should be doing. But they should be running Chubb more. Odell Beckham's got 19 receptions, 288 yards, only one touchdown. I like what I've been seeing out of the tight end for the Ravens, Mark Andrews. That guy, he's put up some numbers this year. I always knew he's a great talent, but I thought he was underdrafted. But they historically know how to use a tight end for the Ravens. But I think the Ravens will beat them. I think this might be the beginning of the unraveling for the Browns because till they keep their mouth shut, stay off Twitter, and start worrying about football. But yeah, I'm going with the Ravens.
All right, the next game we're going to talk about is Carolina traveling to Houston. Carolina 1-2, Houston 2-1. Jim, the Carolina Panthers coming off that win last week, traveling to Houston. Houston 2-1, Carolina 1-2. Cam Newton doesn't look like he'll be playing this week. What do you have to say about this game?
To me, it's all about Kyle Allen. It's all about him. Last week he had a 144 quarterback rating. He spread the ball around way more than Cam does. He wasn't just looking for Christian McCaffrey. He was going to the tight ends. He was going to McCaffrey, but he went to Greg Olsen. He got the receivers involved. That's a big deal for this team because, like we talked about it after last week, we talked about how the word coming out of Carolina was, hey, he runs the offense more to the way it's designed to run, and we'll see if he can do it 2 weeks in a row because the J.J. Watt and those guys are going to be ready to
welcome him to the league.
Welcome him to the league, yes, sir. So they're gonna make him feel as at home on the grass as they can. But
I gotta give credit to the offensive line not giving up that many sacks for against Watson. They protected him a little bit better than they had in the past.
We got sacked twice.
Yeah, and
that snapped a 10-game streak of at least 3 sacks.
So,
but which goes back to him holding the ball, though.
Right. So, J.J. Watt got his sacks in last week.
Yeah, because he was shut out, right?
Yeah. So he got 2. So he's gonna be looking forward to this game. And hello, rookie.
Yeah, but my thing is on the flip side of that, the Panthers' defense is 4th-ranked defense in the league. So, Luke Kuechly and those guys can still play some defense. I know people have forgotten about that. And Titans got the 6th-ranked defense. So you got 2 top 10 defenses going at each other. Actually, Panthers' offense by yards is better than the Texans. Of course, Watson is dynamic all unto himself, but they're 28th in offense. Excuse me, they are. What were they? Where did I have them? Yeah, 28th and no, they were 17th. Excuse me, I was reading my own stats wrong here. I got to learn to read my writing better. Yeah, 17th in offense, but. The running games, McCaffrey, he's 300 yards in three games. Hyde's got 192 yards rushing. Hopkins is, what a threat the guy is for the Texans, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns. Olsen's the leading receiver for the Panthers, but it'll come down to getting to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Texans are going to come out and try to show the rookie Kyle Allen. They're going to try to show him all kinds of looks. And then, you know, this with Watson being a younger quarterback tends to hold the ball. So you're going to see some blitzes from the Panthers. They're going to try to get home on some blitzes on this kid. And which way are you going?
I'm going for Houston. Houston favored by 4 at home. So,
I'm going to go out on a limb.
All right.
I'm going to take the Panthers. I'm believing in Kyle Allen, man. I'm just in his ability to spread the ball around.
All right.
What's the next game you want to talk about?
Tampa Bay 1-2 traveling to undefeated Los Angeles Rams at 3-0. Now starts our afternoon games.
What intrigues me about this one here, the Buccaneers versus the Rams. Buccaneers 1-2, Rams 3-0. Buccaneers got 13th ranked offense. That's Bruce Arians right there. But I'm surprised they have the 14th ranked defense. Rams 16th ranked offense, 3rd rated defense. Remember last week I told you the defense for the Rams is even better without Ndamukong Suh.
Mm-hmm.
Look, there are so many matchups here. Shaquille Barrett for Tampa has 5 sacks the last 2 weeks. Nobody even knows about this guy. And with the Rams, according to Pro Football Focus, has a 30th ranked offensive line in pass blocking. This might get ugly for
that player actually has an option on his contract to get. If he has more than 5 sacks, he gets paid like $250,000. If he gets the next step, he gets $500,000.
Those boys playing for money.
Yeah. So
you're going to get to see 2 great pass rushers because you're going to get to see the great Aaron Donald going against the Buccaneers. Another great matchup. If you just like one-on-one stuff, Aqib Talib versus Mike Evans. I mean, Mike Evans was unconscious last week with those 3 touchdowns in the first half. And Aqib Talib is as good a cornerback as there is out there. This one is going to be fun to watch. Buccaneers didn't play that bad. Matter of fact, they should have won that game last week. I mean, missed two extra points and missed a 35-yard field goal. I mean, we wouldn't be singing the Daniel Jones theme song this week.
Right.
So, I'm telling you, Bruce Arians is the quarterback whisperer. Jameis Winston's not playing that bad. What is his quarterback rating last week? 144 or something like that? This one, Cooper Kupp, is going to put a lot of pressure on the Rams defense. Buccaneers defense. He's hard to contain. Todd Gurley, you still got to count for him. 44 carries, 203 yards, and a touchdown. But these receivers, Mike Evans, 14 catches, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then Cooper Kupp's got 23 catches for 267 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ronald Jones, 31 carries for the Buccaneers for 164 yards. He's explosive. So this one's going to be fun. The Rams are favored by 9 at home. I think they should probably win it by 7, but who am I?
I'm picking the Rams on this one. Jared Goff has definitely done really well. Clay Matthews with the resurgence from leaving Green Bay,
going back home. Yeah.
Going back home. So I got the Rams this week.
Yep, I'm taking the Rams too. I just think that they'll just put too much pressure on the Buccaneers defense and too many weapons to account for. But I do think that the Buccaneers will make a strong showing.